All right, good morning, and this is as bad as it's gotten here at Avenida-Menendez. This is where I've been live all morning, and now what was sidewalk is now mid-shin. So this flooding it's no joke, and frankly, I mean, A1A, Avenida-Menendez, you see the seawall there. The ocean, or I say the ocean, it looks like it, the river is pouring over the seawall. That sailboat that we've been talking about all morning, it won't be a matter of time, right at high tide, before that thing comes up and over the wall. And my prediction would be in Avenida Menendez and in the street, and even over here on the seawall, we've seen the waves crashing and splashing over. Now it's less a crash and splash, although that does exist. It's just a pour over, and when the water is steadily pouring over, it's going to be the worst flooding that we've had here in the course of Ian. Rain steady, gusts heavy, Bridge of Lions closed for traffic going onto Anastasia Island. They are still letting, they are still letting folks come off the bridge, but you know, venturing out too much further into it, especially right here along the edges, it's just a little too deep. I mean, and then the boots fill with water. But you can kind of see, and again, that silver SUV is something we've been watching all day. It's kind of been our perspective, our barometer, for lack of a better term, as I'm struggling to think of a word. But you see the water's up mid-tire as it's parked up against the edge. The boat continues to rock. The river, I mean, it's eye level. I mean, you're looking right at the waves, and I can't emphasize enough the fact that we have got a high tide still about approximately 90 minutes from now before we'll have slack water and hopefully an outgoing tide that flushes this all out. Yet to see how much higher this comes. We may have to move from this spot. We do have higher ground to get to, but this spot may not be the vantage point for too much longer. We'll continue to watch, and we'll be here as long as we possibly can until it's time to get to higher ground. I understand we've got our team coverage. Renata is also in St. Augustine. I'm going to be hesitant to do Q&A with you guys because, frankly, all I'm hearing is rain beating up against my ear, and I'm hearing Lou talk. That's kind of the cue to go. So other than that, that's about all I've got for you right now. So let's get over to Renata joining us in St. Augustine with our team coverage.
Yeah, Lou, the Bridge of Lions you were just talking about, we can see it down this way. You can see some police car lights flashing. It's right down that way. Of course, you saw us in the last place we were at. We're still over on the other side of the bridge, the Davis Shore side. We got kind of flooded out. But check out this. There's a lot of debris over here, too. Plenty of water. The street lights are out. There's a lot of just stuff like this getting in the way. And over here, the Growers Alliance sign actually came off. It looks like the bottom here might have been kind of rusted out, completely toppled over now, and there's it looks like a wire is actually dangling there, so we're not gonna get very close. The street here also flooded, and the street is what a lot of the streets get over in Davis Shores looked like. It got kind of a little bit sketchy getting out of there because all the streets were pretty flooded. Down this way as well, A1A, you can see all of the debris. That right there, the big one that's a little to the left, is some type of cushion I saw when we were coming out of it. Oh, let's come back this way. There's a power line that's flying around. There's also the street post that shows when it's safe to walk. It's just hanging off with the wires dangling out as well. And we're right across the Bridge of Lions, and we're gonna try and get back over there. I'm told it's only partially closed. I also talked with the public information officer for this county, and she says that they have some reports of trees that have been knocked down. Some of them have been okay. Mostly, though, the people we're seeing driving, only police cars. We've seen some police earlier when we were over at the marina. We saw a fire engine that didn't appear to have an emergency going on, and they just went into the marina parking lot, and then they turned it back around. But over at the marina, that is where I told you earlier, we could actually taste some of the salt because the wind was so strong. It was pelting us in the face with the rain, which really stung, but it was also knocking up a bunch of the water. And be really careful. This guy just drove through the water right there. Not advised. was kind of hard to get off of the Davis Shores area where we were before. We were able to do it safely, but there are some guys, like this guy over here. Hey, we might go try and talk to him because he obviously tried to stay. Looks like he's enjoying the rain. Can't say the same for a lot of the people over in Davis Shores where it looked like some of the water was breaching their entrance to the driveway. But that is about what it's been like over here. We've been driving around, so many again. The roads look like they're flooding and there's just a lot of debris all over the place. And yeah, Bridge of Lions partially closed. That's all we got for you right now as an update.
All right, Renata, thank you. Mentioning the Bridge of Lions, that at least the lanes going towards the island, out towards the beach from downtown, closed. FDOT, Highway Patrol out here have those lanes blocked off and they're turning people around. So you're not going to be able to get out to Anastasia Island. Coming off the island, they are allowing traffic again, just to reemphasize that point. Though, you wouldn't be able to get there from Avenida Menendez, A1A, coming, like, for instance, from the fort, that area, which, we're looking at the seawall right now, holding, and still you've got about a foot or so more until the water will simply be at level with that seawall. And I do also want to point out, like, the story was earlier this morning was the sailboat, and now with plenty of daylight, if you see the mast, which you couldn't really get a good look at earlier because obviously the lower tide, but that mast snapped off this morning. Heard it happen, and that's an indicator of just, the gusts that we are getting periodically. And you feel it right now. I'm able to talk clearly that we're in between gusts, but every so often we're getting those 50 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour wind gusts that Robert and Mike Prangley have been talking about all day. So, I'm hesitant to say goodbye just yet because as we do go around, and I know there are other reporters waiting in the weather as well, but it's just stunning to see St. Augustine like this. I know it happens. I know we've talked about flooding here in Irma and Matthew, but it is truly stunning to see the seawall in the situation it's in, and this square under maybe 1.5 feet of water right now, with the reality that we've still got about an hour and a half to go until we even reach high tide, guys.
Being told that you need to evacuate, so we're probably going to let you get out of there. I had to take a double take and look closely. It doesn't look like the same area he was in just 45 minutes ago. You can see the water really coming in. Again, Lewis Turner out there live for us in St. Augustine near the Bridge of Lions. We're going to go ahead and let him get out of that area because we're being told that he needs to evacuate. We're going to turn